Eastern Michigan doing the unthinkable.
Huge potential here.
He gets one, he gets two.
That is beautiful, beautiful front to back right there.
Up 3-1 Eastern. Looking good, feeling good. Life is good.
Hello and welcome. It's time for some Valorant. I'm super excited. My name's Menderbug or Matt. I'm joined here with Gary. Gary, how we feeling tonight?
I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling good. It's been a while since we've gotten the opportunity to cast some Valorant, and we should have a great show today. We got Eastern Michigan University versus Western. Feels like there should be a rivalry here. We'll have to see tonight how that pans out. But Eastern in the name, Western in the name. Come on.
Right. And it's the first game of the season, which means both teams here have an opportunity to make a statement. I'm super excited to see what we've got in store. I've heard some things behind the scenes about the power levels of this teams, but I myself have absolutely no expectations. I'm rooting for whoever plays the greatest Valorant tonight.
I'm looking forward. We're in a new spot in Valorant, a new meta. A lot of big changes came in. We're seeing at the top level a lot of double duelists. I would be unsurprised to see a lot of that here today. There's a lot of options, a lot of different compositional opportunities for these teams to play, to experiment, especially at this kind of level. So I'm super excited to see what these guys can cook up, what we get to see.
Me too. I'm super excited. Our first map we're going to be heading into as well is going to be Haven, which is phenomenal. It's one of the maps that really tests the fundamentals and allows teams to put their own sort of flavor, their own sort of style. We've seen all sorts of different styles, compositions, all sorts of ways of playing the game on this map, and I'm really excited to see what these teams have to offer off the gate.
You see, it's one of the greatest maps because you see the double initiator, you see the double controller with the Viper. Sometimes you see some double Senti. Sometimes you even see Phoenix. So I'm hoping for some Phoenix today. We got to see it earlier. We watched the EMEA games in VCT. We got some Phoenix thanks to Aang on Carmine Core, really just making that happen. Maybe we'll see some today.
I don't think we're going to see any today. I don't think we're going to see any sort of Phoenix today, but we are going to see later this week are some of the matches. We've got an alternating schedule for the stream. Tonight, it is Valorant and nothing but Valorant. Tomorrow, League of Legends, and it will alternate as such. So you can see with the final day being League as well. So we've got two Valorant matches, which is why I'm excited to see tonight and on Thursday, where we've got Eastern and Ball State and Western. Yeah, so I'm super excited. This you're right. This is a rivalry. I mean, how could it not be? Eastern versus Western. Tale as old as time.
But then later the week we got Ball State University playing in Valorant, Buffalo at the end there. And let's take a look at our Eastern Michigan roster here. Alexander, Comfy, Redify, Lumac, Wolfenite. Got all our roles laid out for us. Pretty stacked stuff.
Yeah, these ranks, nothing to dance around, you know?
No, I mean we got that Radiant really standing out from Lumac on that duelist role, and I'd be expecting some big plays coming out of the duelist position. I wonder, we see the IGL smokes from Redify. We see Flex out there from Alexander. I wonder what we're going to see him playing on mostly. That's the role that I think is really, as you know, we've seen a lot of your Waylay at the top level, but the Flex might be playing some Viper, some Flash Initiator.
Could even be that secondary duelist you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Lumac definitely standing out as the only Radiant in the squad. Also standing out because his picture is a little bit more blue than the rest of them, cementing himself a tier above the rest on the duelist. Very high expectations.
Quite literally indeed. Shades of Mata.
That's
Mata's
true.
VLR icon. Of course, it just got bluer and bluer. I don't know if it's still blue. I'm going to check on that.
Yeah, please.
See if Mata's icon is get blue. Because, I mean, that might be the new meta. Have your duelist. Oh, he's extremely blue.
Oh, bluer than
ever. For those of you wondering at home, just go to VLR.gg. Take a look at NRG. Mata's awfully blue in that picture. And Lumac, just not that blue. A little bit bluer than everyone else, though.
All right. I wonder if he's going to be able to play it all. Honestly, I was just thinking about. You say the meta, we're in a very different place of it. Waylay is really strong right now. Yoru as well. But Haven is a map that can lend itself to the more traditional duelist as well. So I'm very curious as to what sort of stuff we're going to be seeing.
Yeah, I think Yoru and Waylay are the big two right now, but Neon is extremely popular on Haven. We historically Jet, of course, and then sometimes you used to see some Rays, not so much anymore. But I would expect one of Yoru, Waylay, or Neon, perhaps two of those. Yeah, of course, there's also the Yoru ISO, but that might be maybe more Alexander's position. Only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see once we eventually get into this game here. But yeah, Haven's our map 1. Eastern Michigan's going to be starting on the defensive side. Then we're going into Breeze after that, and a map 3 would be split. But we got new Breeze coming in after this. Been interesting to see play out. It feels a lot more normal now, if that makes sense. It was very open, very aim heavy, and it's still pretty aim heavy, but a map 2 could be where we see some of the duelist players on these respective teams shine the most.
Absolutely. I've seen a lot of duelists shine on that map. I think that Breeze, this new Breeze, I'm also excited to see when we get there for an inevitable map 2. You're right. It's absolutely more normal, more space for orb smokers. You're not forced into playing that Viper anymore. A lot of places where the defense can go and take map control in reaction to a lot of what's happening. While it also keeps a lot of the signature long lines from like top mid or from like B to window or even from A heaven on the bridge all the way over to the site. So it's definitely Summer saying it's one of the better maps right now. I haven't seen enough of it, which is why I'm so excited.
I'm looking at this pool, and these are maybe my 3 favorite maps in the pool right now. Truthfully. I love Haven. I love the 3-site maps. You get a lot. It really lets the macro game shine, and that's going to be Redify's domain as the IGL for Eastern Michigan. What's he going to be able to cook up in terms of strategy? And Breeze is it's not totally the opposite, but it's a lot more individualistic. That's where you get to see the star players start to shine. And Split, should we get there, is going to be it's somewhere in between the two, I think. Macro, but you definitely have that room for individual shining, and then a lot more ability focused, perhaps.
No surprises on Split. Been around for a while. It's been one of the best in the pool for a while. Absolutely no surprises.
Some of the most iconic games on Split.
Yes, no, that's absolutely
a lot of OTs. Yeah. Maybe we'll get one today if we're lucky.
Ooh, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm crossing my toes as well. Just so excited to get into this. We're gonna jump right over to the agent select. Let's see what type of comps we're cooking up. Insta-lock on the Clove. That's wonderful for Eastern. And hovering that Neon ISO, that's interesting. That's something that 100 Thieves have run in the past. It's an interesting comp. It has its struggles, but overall, I think if you can, it looks like they want to play pacey, right? Look at it. Look at this comp. That's pacey. That's fast. It's very ranked-esque, which I guess I expected. And on the other side for Western, we've got a completely different Astra Cypher with the Neon Yoru. This is going to be a fast-paced game.
I would expect nothing less. We're talking about the double duelist as one of the main avenues that teams like to approach these kinds of maps with these days with the current meta. And it looks like we're going to get that from both sides. I mean, we're definitely going to get that unless Redify wants to go for that third duelist, but I find it unlikely. Very fast paced coming with that Yoru Neon on one side, and then a kind of different look with the Neon ISO. You don't get that same ability to set up your Neon with like the supportive Yoru flashes. You also don't get that same kind of really deep dive that can pair quite well. But what's kind of standing out to me as well about these teams is we see no Omen on either side. Omen, long been a staple of Haven. His Paranoia's got great lines for execing and retaking both these sites. But we see Comfy over on the Clove, opting for a role that allows individuals to shine maybe a little bit more. And on the opposite, Big E on the Astra, wanting to set up the team. And I'm curious to see how both these teams do in their execs and retakes without that very potent piece of utility being the Paranoia.
I think you're right. I think if the Neon's a little crazy, we can still draw the crosshair. We can still not dive as in like TP like back C, but still get the job done, especially with the wall. I'm interested to see how they're going to use the chamber, because when you don't have the Yoru on the defense, one of the greatest things about Yoru is how his teleport works in the macro. You can get him up on an op line. It looks like Chamber is going to be doing a lot of the scoped weaponry, I hope, but that leaves sort of an info gap. So I'm excited to see how we're going to do.
We're looking at a C split being postured by Western. Meanwhile, Eastern looking to walk right down mid, 3 members, already starting into immediate tussle.
Right, Alexander forced to try to trade it out, but actually just has to back off with the stun. First blood and second blood going to Western as they overtake the C site. Alexander forced to concede. This is
five
a
versus three.
finds a pick. That's a nice pick. Still fighting back site.
Comfy. Trying to even out the numbers a little bit, and that shock dart's going to get them things back in favor of Eastern.
And it's low HP for Western
now
as
down
well.
To a 3 versus 1.
Now on the defuse, scanned up, they know where he is, and it'll just be a simple shot. Clean up, 3v5 retake from Eastern.
Really nice. I think Western just maybe a little bit out of position, not expecting Comfy to be willing to take an early fight ahead of the full-on retake. Able to get that one pick, get some heavy damage, and the shock dart comes in to clean up, get things even from there. It was all Eastern in the kill feed. 3v5, yeah, things were a little bit tough at first, but they were able to claw it back pretty cleanly.
Yeah, fast reactions onto the C site as well, but it was the duels from Comfy to even it up, and a clutch shock dart on the plant from Redify. Gonna make for an easy pistol. And look at the buy into this. Was that just an Outlaw and a Guardian and 3 pistols? Slide in. Shots not connecting. Goes a little bit wide. Forced to retreat. Ghost on the other side. Gets the first kill. Oh my goodness. The aim is just snappy. It's precise. Alexander forced to step up to the plate. Gets one through the wall. 5v2 now. I mean,
yeah,
it's not
a tough position at this point. Stuck in A lobby, being pincered from all sides. The push down mid, the push down A short. Oh, yeah. Just gonna clean things up. A nice eco or anti-eco round. And like you're saying, the buy might mean we get some rifles online. Lumac not mecking about, going straight for it. Got the Guardian in hand.
The Outlaw shots were so nice here.
Vandals down. Yeah, look at that.
That is lovely. I don't expect like an anti-eco ghost fight up long to be that successful, but so precise with the headshots is Redify. And just 2 rifles bought into this, but the economy is still looking good. Headhunters for
really
the
good, but it's a
chamber
full-on mid fight. It's actually the headhunter, not the rifles, to find the first blood. It's traded back.
Lumac's got a lot to do. Takes the timing through the smoke, but pops the clone instead and is going to not die for it. Finds the kill with the shorty jumping through the smoke. There's no one there for the trade. Jukebox Man running amok. Backside has found 3 already, but Lumac is doing God's work in the front of B. Brings it back to a 1v1. Low HP on the Yoru. Spamming it out. They know the HP is low. That's why Redify just going for these pot shots through the wall. Gonna reposition now. Sped up into C. We'll get the plant secured.
9 HP though. This is gonna be Macho's task against the leader of Eastern. Looking to take a forward position, try to catch him off guard, but it's Redify going through Garage instead. Has drone online, but I don't suspect the desire to use that and give up his position.
Confirms the fake TP. And now it looks like it's just going to be an aim to a low HP on the Yoru. Redify, yep, a little bit of movement. Cleans up the round. Bonus converted for Eastern Michigan.
Really nice conversion. Great opening pick. Look, I don't know. Ships in the night through some very stormy weather, some very chaotic situations going down in that mid area. I don't know if that's a round you're gonna like ever see happen again. So we just gotta be grateful that we got to experience that. I think. But Redefy's got the Hunter's Fury online, only ult on the board. Could see some classic ripping that off the start, but I think they've been pretty successful in their retakes, 2 for 2 at this point. Might just opt to save that.
Right, and we're on an eco.
Wolfenite with the Outlaw. Just wanna keep it easy, keep it clean.
This is scary. Big potential. Everyone's one shot to the Outlaw here. Wolfenite won't find the first shot. Actually gets a tag through the wall. 1 HP now on the attacking Yoru. Has to turn face in a bit of a weird spot. Doesn't want to get pinched, but the shot does connect.
This is not comfortable.
It's far
we got some support flooding in, though, but that fast lane is going to make things difficult. Wolfenite goes down.
Oh, and the shots are a little bit wide for Lumac. Hunter's Fury comes in for support to hopefully clean up the round. Gets a first kill and a tag onto the other. Now we're in a 2v2. This is super winnable.
And really close already. Peeking through garage, trying to get a spam through the recon bolt, but it actually goes down. Big E takes down Alexander, puts things in a 2v1 in favor of Western. The IGL once again asked to step up to the plate and clutch things up.
They're going to retreat to long. Star on the spike. That's good for the gravity well. Clutch smoke from the clove. Post-mortem will suck off the spike. Not quite half. Forced to just tap. Try to bait into a peek. And the perfect double peek. Double facing there. That's a thrifty. How does something like that even happen? Just overwhelming pressure at the garage.
It really just came from that C-split pressure. I think Wolfenite was put in a very uncomfortable spot. Managed to find the one, if I recall correctly, but then was just totally overwhelmed. A nice strat there from Western. Might be able to see that this C-site's kind of a weakness. It's just the chamber set up there. Not really a hard anchor character. Good for one and an escape with that rendezvous, but unable to truly anchor when that rendezvous set up so aggressively. I think hoping for something a little more forward, but it has the op now. Despite getting eco, the economy is still great for Eastern, and it's a slower paced round by the looks of things for Western. They're just going to opt to walk down, play it patiently. Good info, though, from Redefy. It's going to tell them that A is currently clear, but no rotates coming in just yet. It's just comfy on this B site.
Right. Has to do it all. They're going to give up the site entirely. The smoke can't come in time, and Comfy will fall as the first death. Neon now inserted in backside. This is a tough one, but they've got a pretty good flank. Looks like it might get noted by the trip. No, jumps the trip wire on the flank. And so now
they're totally surrounded. 5 members on this B site.
Shot's not connecting. 2 from C-Link. It's Lumac to get the first onto the retake. But again, an operator, they're just all swinging into C-Link. Lumac for 3 on the round, gets a 4th. And the flank is right there to clean it up from the front of sight. Great shots from Lumac.
We were talking about Lumac, the Radiant player on this roster, looking to shine, and shine he does with that 4K. Not to mention even the round before. I don't know what happened there. This was just some clean shots, some clean gameplay. And in response, Western going to call a timeout.
You gotta call
kind of reassess their strategies.
Jump my trips. Yeah.
One timeout just to make sure trips are at just that right height.
No, but I mean seriously, there's a lot of situations where Western is getting onto the site, but the post plant positions just aren't enough. I mean, it looks like they wanted to take the fight to Eastern in C-Link on that time, all swinging in, but it was a little bit, it gave the opportunity, the angles cut up to isolate the 1v1s, and Lumac was able to capitalize off of that with the flank on top of it to close it out.
Yeah.
So.
It's tough on a site like B. There's not a lot of great positions to hold from. I don't disagree with the idea to fight into C-Link, but especially with the comp, with the Neon Yoru. But with this, you can kind of burn out pretty fast. You don't have that second initiator to keep up the supportive utility. You just got Sova, 60 seconds on that recon. Drone, not necessarily the best for doing an aggressive push in the post plant. So these double duelists, they burn hot and fast. And so far, we're seeing that come out to punish Western. Despite the, of course, double duelists on the other side, they have the luxury of being able to wait for the site to be taken and then expend their utility.
Right. I hope that we're talking about, I don't know, maybe ways of getting to the other sides, but also you just got to go mid in the B post plant. Tour de force coming out. Knows that's a clone. Won't be fooled. Saw it materialize right in front of his eyes. Flashed off the line, but gonna stick around. Second flash coming in. Shot goes wide.
The Rendezvous not in too great of a position, but a little dangerous. Had support there from Comfy. Now it's Alexander. With his Bucky, make that the overdrive coming in.
Oh my goodness. Great fights in a lobby. And that's a very easy round, it looks like, for Eastern. I mean,
pretty clean.
Wolfenite's thanking his lucky stars that wasn't another C split. Otherwise, he would have been in big trouble. The decision to go back to A there makes a lot of sense, but Eastern was there ready with the fight.
Indeed, they were very ready to fight with this ISO neon composition. The ISO's making a lot more sense to me as this game's been progressing. You got Lumac with some fantastic shots, some fantastic aim. Want to keep him alive and keep him raid boss as much as possible. And when you get the neon to be taking that first contact, it's really powerful. But it's this time, you got Yoru ult coming in from Lettuce all the way in. They're using the Hunter's Fury too, trying to take a lot of the space. The Seaside's going to be theirs, but at what cost? 2 ults, no picks.
Ooh, Lumac.
And they don't even get the spike
Grabs
down.
the planner,
thanks to
yeah.
This Lumac ult.
Grabs the planner, will win out the duel as well, and that 5v5 retake is going to turn into a 5v4 retake. Now Lumac, the spear, the head of the spear, coming in. They don't care about that Cypher Chem at all. Just straight duels out of the back of sight. Scanned up, pinged out. And it's Lumac fighting alone from backside. The rest of the team to come in. Wolfenite from Garage, 1v2, but soon cleaned up by Comfy. A little bit scrappy there.
The Shorty cleans it up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
I think you're going to be seeing a lot of these scrappier rounds, I would imagine, given the nature of both of these compositions. They don't necessarily want things to be clean and easy. They both have, with the double duelist, especially that ISO, we're seeing really shine in the scrap in these chaotic battles, just able to re-up that double tap, get a little bit of extra health in there, and just clean up. Great stuff from Lumac, great supportive utility as well. That recon from Redefy coming in very nice. And now it's 6-1 for Eastern Michigan. And a setup change. We're seeing Chamber from Wolfenite opt over to that A site, and that's exactly where Western's coming.
Right. Opting to change the defensive setup for a fight towards C, but it will be a team fight towards A. The shot not connecting onto the neon.
Redefy a little stuck now. On his lonesome.
Could get pinched, but it looks like
Wolfenite does come in to support. And it's actually going to be Redefy to get the
wow.
first.
That's unlucky. That gap in the wall, swinging into it. 2 picks now. And they cannot get out of the chokes. The A site is being anchored so well. The drone doesn't clear the smoke as well, and so Wolfenite will go searching for that kill into short. And it's all too easy for Eastern Michigan right now.
Indeed it is. Those fights just coming in hot and fast. I think we even at the end there, you see Alexander coming in from behind with that stun just to clean things up. They didn't really have to use any sort of utility to stall out this hit. It was maybe a little uncoordinated, a little bit too fast. We didn't even see the drone expelled until about like halfway into that round. I think Western, if they could burn that second timeout, they want to talk about the coordination here in these fights, because that was the same problem we saw on that round over on the B site. When you get these 1v1s up, it just lets Lumac and the rest of Eastern take these advantageous fights. But it's an opening pick this time around for Western.
Yeah, Western staying back, noting the aggression on both sides of the map, and just want to chill, wait, see how they can react into the round, and it will net them the first blood over towards C. Wolfenite now going to be posed a challenge, opting to peek into mid. Ooh, gets the pick.
Shades of Wardell.
Right. I was just
Last
thinking
time I've seen someone off Garage.
We're going to accelerate onto the C site now for Western. The Astra going to get caught out and isolated. That's no smokes, no Astra for the post plant, but not shying away from the fight into Garage. Goes aggro with the ult. Bring things into a 2v2 after the Hunter's Fury evens the player count. This could be a good shock. They're both standing right there.
And we see Wolfenite creeping up Garage. Gets that first pick.
Oh, 1v1 and Jukebox Man. So crisp on the round. Had all the right reactions. Aggro into Garage. Clutches up the 1v2 essentially to give Western their second round.
Pretty nice stuff. Things got scrappy once again, but no Lumac to bail out Eastern this time. Instead, it was Jukebox saving the day, 4K to end that round. Great stuff to in those clutch positions. And honestly, Big E drew a lot of attention from mid, just trying to escape. Did go down eventually, but that gave enough time for the site to be taken by the rest of Western and some picks as well, even waiting out the Hunter's Fury. And we're meeting up once again around mid. A lot of Western already taking these early fights. Once again, it's another pick for them. Lettuce this time, but answered back quickly by Comfy.
Very quickly, it looks like the reaction. They want to speed up into B, but the spray down is gorgeous from Comfy, securing, anchoring the site.
Oh, he's not stopping.
We're not stopping.
He's
even a
not
little
stopping.
bit. Full sprinting down mid into garage. Wants to make something happen. Know that they are cornered. They are contained. And it seems like there's nothing. That's a crazy res right there. In the 4v1.
Yeah, well, it pays off. I'm telling you, he's not stopping.
Nothing will keep Comfy from finding those kills in the end.
He may be Comfy, but he does not want his opponents to be. Just after getting those first three, gets the spray down, just keeps going. Doesn't want to give Big E and Jaeger there a little bit to breathe. Not a moment, not a second of respite. Just keep forcing the issue, force them into Wolfenite's crosshairs, and it ended up working out just fine for them.
Death is not enough to defy the 4K. This is a wonderful half. I wish that Western would chill back on that, just like that round they lost, but instead they're just taking the fights to them. I get it. Full classics were on an eco this time. Traded out Alexander.
The flood is quite fast though. Already into the site. We got 3 members from Eastern here, ready to support. And with just the classics, it's going to be hard to break into this. Alexander finding one. Comfy as well. And it's just clean up at this point. Take down that outlaw was the last weapon. Pretty simple stuff. And 9 already for Eastern Michigan. 2 rounds. You can try to salvage a third. Try to get that curse if you're Western. That's what you're playing for at this point. You got the rifles. It's just a question of how you're going to try and take this. This double duelist has... It's pretty volatile. If you're not hitting the shots at the same level as your opponents, there's not a whole lot you can do, not a whole lot of utility to work with to try and eke out an advantage otherwise. We're seeing, once again, quite a few members of Western over towards mid, maybe a little bit of C, some posturing towards A. It's actually going to be quite the default. And 3 members of Eastern lined up on that B site.
I just want to see them chill, but instead they're getting spammed through their own smoke on C long. They did great in round number 9. They did great in round number 9. They absorbed the aggression, got the first pick, and were able to convert the round. But Wolfenite, that is a angle we haven't seen before on this map. Unexpected by Big E. Put things into a 5v3 low HP on the Sova.
I think he played it earlier, but just never got spotted. And Lumac just going in with the double tap with the ult. Wants this to be over. Wants to finish this half. Get into the next map of Breeze as fast as possible. Now a 1v1.
Maximum confidence. The fade back as well from Alexander. Securing a 10-2 half. That is brutal.
Definitely, you want to be hoping for more on your favored side. With a double duelist comp and on just the map of Haven, tends to lean attacker favored. We'll see what the adaptations could be on defense. I definitely think there's some merit to how they were playing their offensive hits very fast. Can be good for their retakes. That's a question of if they have the discipline to play for those retake setups. The Cypher's going to facilitate that a little bit better than the Chamber could, but that was not really an issue for Eastern.
Right, I'm looking ahead, seeing 5 people outside of this A site. I'm thinking it's just going to be a fast slam. Got 2 players and an Astrostar. And of course, a Dream. A must-win pistol. It need not be said. It's nothing but pace. Alexander forced to retreat. First pick going to Little Dumpling, going to Western. And they've got the numbers here now. 4-person stack.
See if Eastern... stack. The question is, are Eastern going to be committing here? So far, it looks like it. They just want to reassess, come in from both sides, and give some question marks there. We didn't explore any of the rest of the map for Western, and that confirmation, though, is going to send all the rotates coming right back in.
Right, goes exploring. It is brilliant taps, all lighting up the kill feed in red, Eastern.
And they're
look
not
great.
stopping.
They're not stopping. They want a 13-2, and they very well might get it here.
This is pretty impressive stuff. Things were looking good for Western. They had the rotates in on the site. Everything was stacked correctly. They had that opening pick, but then all the shots, once again, just go in favor of Eastern. Great things from these duelists, really showing up, doing the most. And they're this time posturing all the way towards C. They're not concerned with defaulting. They're concerned with running it down. Lumax already got the Vandal in hand.
Right.
Wants to just shut things down. Redify maybe with some Redify with some anti-trip shocks. And look, we're running in.
Yeah. Making the job easy for the duelist. Full sprint again. Alexander drawing the crosshair, but can't get the kills on back sight. It's Redify.
This is not great.
With a spam through the smoke, but
That's
it's
a
already
Vandal and a Bulldog
2v4.
down on the site can be collected by Western, and it's the a Marshall and a Ghost left to try and pick up the scraps, try and make something happen. You know, want to look for some 1v1s, try to find some fights. But maybe the one with the Bucky's not exactly the fight that you're looking for. Redify, taken down. Lettuce trying to clean things up, and he's going to do just that. A great eco round converted, punishing that fast pace from Eastern.
Right. Great fights taken on the seaside. They did well to hold it, but I think the question on all of our minds is it too little too late? Will the economic bonus they get from this be enough to crawl back from a 3-11 deficit?
We get a little bit of room to breathe, not being against match point. We have one Vandal from the side of Western, and then a Guardian for Redify. Had the Ghost last round, can afford a little bit, but I think if you're Eastern, I think you ought to just go fast again. Try and make something happen with your lower econ, but there's some shotguns in the hands of some of these Western players. We see Lettuce in a very familiar position. Alexander, though, this time being very aware of it. Spots him through the wall, takes him down, and then we're going straight to this B site.
Yeah, execing, speeding up, crawling, swarming the B site now. Comfy holding W, as he's known to do. Alexander training it back. We're in a 3v3 post-plant scenario, looking to thrifty them right back. I like Alexander's retreat, but the HP is low. We do have a smoke for this as well. And the Bucky in hand. We're going to jump through the smoke with the Bucky. Just gets one anyway. Shots go a little bit wide. Oh, almost not a kill collected, but Jukebox is there to clean it up and secure the defuse. A little bit scary on that
showing
one.
up with the multi-kills in this round. Jukebox found 2 in the last one, 3 in this one. Now puts things... Look, the economy's looking nice now for Western with that bonus, but I mean, the thing is, it doesn't really make much difference. You gotta basically win out from here if you want a chance at closing out this map. And that was a little costly, but it doesn't really matter. When you win that when you win that eco round, you get a big economic boon. We see Lettuce with that operator. Gonna put that boon to use. Just playing on the B site. A familiar territory, and we're split up quite a bit for Eastern. 2 towards C, maybe trying to position Wolfenite on a nice line. But it's Alexander running fast down short or long, just trying to find something early, and then give that space up. Head on over to C.
Man. Okay, yeah, we're gonna redirect things over into C. Trip broken. Lumac, tip of the spear onto this one. Will find the kill onto the anchor, and that's the site busted wide open.
Lettuce was able to find one towards mid with the op, and now Big E puts things in favor of Western. 3v4. HP not great for Big E. Could go down to this shock dart, potentially this play from Alexander as well, in a ratty position.
But Big E, good for another. Jumps up, can't find the third. And it's Redify to just clean things up with the spray down in spawn. Blink of an eye.
I was thinking things were getting scary for Eastern. I thought Western's positions were pretty good. Big E, you find those 2 picks. Lettuce, meanwhile, but then sometimes Redify just shoots all 3 of you in the face. And sometimes that's just how it goes.
Yeah, working up on map point now is Eastern. I mean, I wish I knew who picked this map. See if we have any hope. Let's get the confidence going for map number 2, you know, but it has been all Eastern all day. on this map number 1. Hunter's Fury coming down. They want to close this map right now. Looks like it will find a tag, but
Some
no kill
dangerous
collected.
HPs.
Right, low HPs, but the ISO. Oh, it does find one. I thought it just barely missed. Lumac gets the best of him. Looks like we're ready
Great
to
patience
commit.
for Alexander not running to run right in off that. The hit's about to come, but Jukebox Man wants to put a stop to it.
Right, they're able to come out because of this mid-site smoke. Usually great for the defenders, but they're able to swing out the left side and just clean up back site. A near impossible 2v4 for Western.
Yeah. A stinger in hand for Lettuce. Not sure the weapon on Zeke, but it's not going to make too much of a difference now. Put in a 4v1.
Oh!
Guardian, though,
Wait a second.
gets 2.
Low
And
HP.
the position's revealed.
Alexander decides to get a little bit aggressive off of this one, off of the reveal. Low HP, secures it. 1v1, but Alexander's too clutch with the headshot to bring a 13-4 scoreline to fruition. It's all Eastern on Haven.
It truly is. To me, that was a story of the individual mechanics truly shining and being set up to do so. Lumac and Alexander with some phenomenal performances. In particular, Lumac playing that ISO, that tip of the spear on all of their retakes, their hits, and mid pushes. Put up a great performance in that map number 1. And going into Breeze is going to be our next one. I'm expecting more of the same, truth be told.
I am expecting exactly the same as you, as what you're saying. I took a look at the veto, and it turns out that was Western's pick. Eastern opting into the Breeze means I think that snappy aim, that deadly aggression we saw will just continue to apply when we get back into a map number 2. Wow. Lumac. Definitely, I mean, I don't, it's one of those maps where it's like, yeah, Lumac's at the top. But everyone did their job in that. Even Comfy, with the least amount of kills on Eastern, had multiple round wins just from the aim, from the aggression, from the space taken.
I was honestly expecting more deaths from Comfy based on how he was just running it down in a lot of those rounds.
Right.
But the aim was too good. He was too clean. Didn't seem to matter. Just kept pushing and pushing. And I wonder how that's going to change going into map number 2. A map that's a little bit harder to take that space on by yourself, just walking down. But there's a lot more room for those aim duels that we saw so much of in that map number 1.
Wow. And I mean, I want to say there's glimmers. I want to say Jukebox had a pretty good map for a 13-4 loss, right? Had some heroic rounds, absolutely did his job. But it just was enough. But I do want to say there is that ounce, that glimmer of hope that it might not be as quick on map number 2. Man, I'm wondering, they could just run this comp back, Eastern. I mean, who's stopping them?
They could. Maybe throw in a different smoke or one with a little more range could be nice. But I don't know. That doesn't seem like Comfy style. Although I believe wasn't even noted as the smokes player, noted as the sentinel player in the roster graphics. So who knows what we're gonna see?
Right.
Could be an entirely different look from both of these squads. This is the first game of the season, of course. We're getting familiar with what these rosters have in store. And so far, I mean, the star of the show has certainly been Lumac. Gonna be keeping an eye on him for the rest of this game, the rest of the season. Map number 2 is, I mean, I'm expecting a lot. I'm expecting some big things on this aim heavy map of Breeze when we get to it.
Right. Let me see. Are we gonna go throw things to a short break before I head to map 2? Okay.
I reckon we will.
Yeah.
We'll be back with Breeze. Expect some more high fragging moments from both of these rosters. Keep an eye out on what's to come. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Welcome back. We are back for map number 2. We're jumping right into agent select as we are ready to do so.
No time to waste.
Lumax hovering the Reyna, and I mean, can you blame him?
I can see why. Similar to the
Phoenix. What?
Yeah, I had a number of things I was gonna say about the Rain and ISO, how similar they can be, but now we got the Phoenix instead. And I talked about maybe seeing the Phoenix on Breeze on Haven. Wasn't necessarily expecting it on Breeze. It seems like the roles are gonna be very similar to map number 1 for both these squads.
Wow.
And
No,
wow, Phoenix.
I mean,
Please.
he's like a
What's he
Yoru
like?
but bad.
He's like a Yoru, but with a Molly.
He's like an ISO but with a flash. When you really think
He's like
about it.
a Breach, but not really.
No. He's like a Viper
Mhm.
with
a Flash.
Yeah.
He's a Viper with the Flash, is how I've always thought about the Phoenix agent.
Right.
But regardless, I don't think it really is going to make much of a difference what agent Lumax on. Maybe compared to the ISO, won't be able to just run right in with that double tap, sets himself up maybe a little bit more with the flashes. But with the geometry changes to Breeze, I think the Phoenix can make a lot of sense. His Molly's a bit more effective than it used to be with the chokes getting a little narrower in a number of different spots. I'm curious to see how the flash can get utilized, given there's a lot of cover options on the B site now for the defenders. A site's still pretty open, like we would expect to see.
Right. I don't even. I mean, on the other side, we've got an equally bizarre neon jet in my eyes, right? So
Yeah,
I don't. But very, very similar styles. It looks like we're going to be seeing from map number 1. It looks like we're going to pick up right where we left off. Eastern going aggro, but not drawing first blood. It will be Western up into mid. Comfy looking to trade it out, but Jukebox is there as well. Zeke with the second. Going to put things, Lumac applying the squeeze onto the site, equalize things into a 2v2. This will be a 2v4 at its peak for Eastern, should they convert. It's low HP for Redefy.
that split pressure worked really well, and it looks like Eastern's opting to do something pretty similar, already spread out in their positions. Meanwhile, Western, Lettuce is playing it slowly, trying to creep up. Great recon to set things up.
Low HP for Lettuce. Lumac knows it, is able to swing out and Redefy with the second. That's a 2v4 converted on the pistol for Eastern.
I really think, despite it being obviously a 2v4, the positioning was really nice.
Absolutely.
From Lumac and Redefy to be able to get that crunch, even though normally you'd expect things to go maybe a little bit more back and forth. The cleanup was really, really nice. And then I think they played that 2v2 really well, bouncing off that Sova util, taking their fights together. Looks really good.
I want to give flowers to Comfy. Absolutely fearless, running it down mid, even when the numbers were against him. Knew that the teammates
what
would
else
be
do
there
we
on
expect?
the other side. Alexander sliding
What else do we
in.
expect?
I mean, come on, man.
It's a fast push back into mid, though, from the defenders.
Okay.
Western Biocath getting that extra pick. Put things slightly more even, but we almost have that run it back online. That Plant's going to get it.
Online, yeah, already.
And the position's spreading out for Western, trying to find something, not really playing to their numbers. But that classic, finding some digs, Lettuce. My goodness.
Okay. Damage done. I don't believe it'll be enough for the round win, but Comfy runs into a crossfire. Jukebox as well, able to get one with the Ella, puts Lumac in a 1v2. The position is not noted. Mollied off of the choke. It's just Jukebox has to go in, but no defuse can come because the Molly stops Lettuce dead in his tracks. That's a bizarre round number 2.
That's about as succinct a way of putting it as you could possibly do. We were talking about how we were expecting to see a lot more of the same from this map number 2 compared to map number 1. Comfy running it in, just some aggressive fights being taken. I wasn't really expecting so much more of the same.
Oh man,
it's that right and so early too. This is round number 2. We're seeing some crazy shenanigans, and Lumac's got a Vandal again.
Yeah, just whatever. Jukebox downs the ult, downs Redefy as well, but does get traded out by Lumac. Scanned up, flash off the line. Alexander fast through mid. They are just
That
drilling
was
these ace
so
splits over
brilliant
and over.
from Lumac to just, after getting that pick, just to fall right off. Don't need to push out the flash when you get your teammates coming into crunch. Lettuce trying to put on some heroics like the round before, but it's now a Big E in a 1v3. The position's so spread out, and Wolfenite with that off angle up top's just going to take him out. 3 in a row. That bonus converted once again for Eastern. And Western's got to reassess their options. I thought things were going to look much better for them, given that near eco round win the round previous, but the bonus goes in the way of Eastern.
Yeah, after 3 successful blistering speed A splits, we now turn our attention over to the B site. Looks like Western
just
want to
Big
fight
E.
into mid.
Left on his lonesome, but with the 2
Marshall.
players in mid, the Neon A main, there's a possibility for some fast rotates. Marshall shot's not going to connect, but it's just a double doors hold. So no help for Big E. Still left to just kind of play retake on this site. Wait for Bioketh maybe to come in.
Are they going to give Lumac the plant? Yeah, Lumac's on his
2
second
in a row.
Phoenix ult of the game in round number 4. I mean, yeah, just why not offload it here? Makes absolute sense. Marshall shots are connecting across the map. Lumac able to trade out his own ultimate, swinging into tunnel. It's Bioketh. Gonna drone, make things a little bit more secure. Wolfenite can't secure the shots. Jukebox doing jukebox things. Aggro through main. It's a double flank. The sides have been switched. The molly have to force to push through the molly. The gun isn't out, but the jump keeps Lumac safe. Swing, jumping through, completely farming up. Oh my god, 4 on the round.
Now,
Two
I
Phoenix
would
ults
love
down. Oh my Jesus.
to see what the orb status is now on this one. I wasn't quite able to keep track, but it feels like we're going to be pretty close to a third one already. Yeah.
4 out of 6.
4 out of 6.
10 and
Maybe
1.
funnel an orb, funnel a plant. This could be a Phoenix masterclass from Lumac. I mean, that's one of the reasons you're picking this Phoenix agent is because that 6 cost ultimate is so damn good. I think if it was attached to an agent with maybe a more valuable kit over the years, we would have seen it nerfed. Maybe he'd be 7, potentially even 8 orbs. But Phoenix, he needs it.
Absolutely. First pick coming out, traded out. On to Lettuce, the operator. Out of mid doors, it's another A split, blistering pace. Zeke finds one through mid, but the site has already been compromised. Alexander swinging through backside. Lumac there with him. But the numbers are even. We're in a 2v2. There's another Phoenix ult online. And I am betting for sure we're just going to offload it immediately. Yep. Going to go searching. Going to get that information. Bring the fight to them. Onto bridge.
Doesn't find a kill, but that is going to put the clock even more in favor of these attackers. And Lumac's not slowing down. Going for a wide peek, but gets caught out by Zeke.
Great things by Zeke. Oh, this is one of those new angles. Got to be ready for Alexander in the 1v2. Finds the first. Pops the ult. Ready to pounce onto the second, onto Zeke. Low HP. Just playing, just so devious, playing the time. Jumping out with the shorty, will we? But Zeke is there. The shot is nice. That is a fast one, but the time.
I do believe Zeke's got this.
Oh,
no, .04.
That is
a heroic
heartbreaking.
attempt from Zeke to try and claw that one back from the 2v2. Finds a great kill on a far too out wide Lumac. Gets that 1v1, but not the defuse. That I thought he had that one. I really did. That's a heartbreaker for Western. Wanted to get a point on the board here. Instead, that's that 5th now for Eastern.
And I mean, third Phoenix ult offloaded in that round. We've got 2 Tour de Forces, 2 Chamber Ops dueling onto this one. Wolfenite takes the line onto B. Big E will spot it out.
This mid push, though, might make things a little bit more uncomfortable once it turn around. And they reaggress through elbow. Meanwhile.
Oh my goodness. Thank God that got shot. There's 4 players there. Lumac spamming out through the smoke. Z on the other side. It's a brawl in top of mid.
An all-out melee up there. Goes in favor of Western, barely. Goes 2 for 1. The weapon advantage, though, still in favor of Eastern. Western's, they've got that Tour de Force online. Zeke has been sort of the hero these last couple rounds and might need to repeat that performance once again here. Alexander getting some attention. The ruse comes out, and that's actually going to be used in favor of these defense. Jukebox pushing through, keeping the aggression going, wants to meet them there, and meet them they will. Wolf Knight gets a trade. It's not looking like it's going to be too much more than that, or some heroic attempts.
Doesn't have the spike, is looking for a kill instead.
Uh-oh.
Ultimately, has
He
4
doesn't see him.
bullets.
If he goes a little
chamber.
bit wider.
Right, forced to go back, grab the bomb. Good discipline from Western.
Yeah, not swinging it too wide.
Ooh, shots barely not connecting. Stung. Oh my goodness. Couple shots to make that happen, but it's great discipline from Western to get their first round on the board.
That was nice. They've been bit a number of times for trying to overface, from trying to just fight more than they had to. And in that 3v1, they wanted to take their time. Big E just playing to contain that mid site. The other two holding patiently in double doors, just waiting for Wolf Knight to make a move. And eventually they find that kill, gets on the board on what was a bit of an eco. Not a full thrifty, I don't believe, but certainly the economics were in advantage of Eastern. And now we got 3 ops coming out. One from Alexander, one from Wolf Knight, and one from Lettuce Dumpling on the defensive side. And a spread out setup here.
That Lumac is making.
Like they might run into Lettuce's op though, but it's gonna be a it's gonna be a duel.
Right, an op duel mid, both creeping up onto each other's line. It will be Alexander to get the best of Lettuce, and A is completely vacant right now.
And they were really reliant on Lettuce to hold down that site. I think potentially a mistake, especially given the success we saw Eastern come out with those A crunches, those A splits. But Zeke now posted up on this line.
Eastern has no way of knowing that the A side's completely vacant, and so they're going to continue to push up through mid. Zeke is going to down Comfy twice in a row. They will press on into this stack on the B site. Phoenix Wall on the right, flashing through Hunter's Fury to try to support the players on site. Zeke takes out the shorty, is able to deal with Lumac, putting things in an unfavorable spot for Eastern. Alexander, head on a swivel, jumps up into nest with the operator. This would be, I mean, you're just not expecting the op to creep up like this, are you? Completely caught off guard is Jukebox. Some semblance of a salvageable round. They're going to sprint over towards A. They know that all the other players, I believe they know that they're all B, so...
No Alexander's going to keep pushing up. No op in hand anymore. Wants something a little bit more versatile. And with low HP on Zeke, but gets caught out. You were hoping to even the numbers up there if you're Alexander. You're just going to reposition, contain their options, understand that all these players are going to be coming from CT. But the question is, what can they do about it in this 3v2 with such low HP on Redefy?
I really like how Western are grouped up here. Redefy will get the first shot here. Out onto site.
Time is allows them to take these ping pong peaks.
This is you're right. This is a great crossfire. Swings wide. Bioketh is there. It's Redefy, but time is on his side. Absolutely. Can get this first kill. Oh, cannot. Bioketh, very nice. And they should have barely enough time for this one. These rounds are coming down to the wire.
I was nervous again, but it was that discipline that we saw in the round just before, at 3v1, this time a 3v2, taken just as slow. And I want to say, I think the double ops might not have been the right idea. They get that opening pick, but they weren't able to capitalize upon it. They had to slowly make their way over towards the B site, which ended up being the stack set anyway. And it was a phenomenal Hunter's Fury to support the anchors of Big E and Zeke from Bioketh, to allow them to hold on to that B site, force the rotation over towards A, and that ultimate 3v2. Now a really spread setup. Jukebox Man with that judge might find an early fight if that Hunter's Fury doesn't connect, which it doesn't.
Oh wow, stray shot does connect onto Lettuce in mid. Zeke finds one. Very successful in the mid fights so far.
Now Outlaw takes out Wolf Knight with a good trade, and the players on Western, they're still doing this they're tempering their aggression a little bit more. They're still going for these fights, but they're not doing these full-on commitments, wide swinging. They're just taking these little timings to creep up into these forward positions, use their untraded ability to get out. We saw Zeke do that over an elbow. We saw Lettuce do that in mid, although it did eventually get traded. And now we have Jukebox with this judge a little bit forward. Will they expect it? No, they will not.
Has the chance to feast, but only good for one. The site will be secured here. The bomb will go down.
A familiar sight with these three players in a 3v2. We can expect more of the same with them grouping up, but actually we got Zeke trying to get a little pincer towards mid. But Redefy and Lumac, two of the star players, I think, from that map number 1, looking to show they can repeat that same success here in this 2v3.
Right. Some great Astra util. Stun and the suck will neutralize Lumac for the time being. Gives them time to duel into main. Lumac 1v3 gets the first shot, lands the second, but the crossfire is too good. Zeke creeping up on the other side to secure a 3rd round win in a row for Western. We need some pace here.
I've been very happy with how Western have been playing these defensive rounds, really picking apart the offense. I think Eastern have been kind of relying pretty heavily on this sort of defaulting, and it hasn't quite been working. I think with the Phoenix Neon, we might want to see, like you were saying, an increase to the pace, group up, hit the site like you did those first 5-6 rounds, I guess.
That's what I'm thinking. Thinking the default isn't working. Lumac does have the ultimate, so I think we are going to see a absolute slam fest on B.
It's going to be up to Zeke to absorb the Sentinel, the Anchor, but with an escape option, should things get a little too dicey, he's going to rip that early as Big E comes into Flood.
Right, does good. On the trip, just looking to spam through, finds out, but doesn't spot any of the defenders. They are nearby. They are looming. The smokes will go down. Short smoke timer on the Clove util. Gives enough time for the plant, though. Now the defenders coming in through tunnel.
Through elbow is going to give a lot of question marks for the offense to have to worry about, and that's going to leave Western to just walk into the site.
Shots barely not connecting. Slide. The flash is good from Lumac. Has another one online. Regained. And the jump peek to boot. Cleaning up the round. That's what I like to see. That aggression, that fearlessness to bust open the site, and the shots all connect in the post plant.
The problem with just walking into the site is that you need the util to clear off these crossfires, these angles, and without that coming in, Easton was able to just clean things up, get themselves back on the board after losing 3 in a row, I believe it was. But an excellent, clean round.
Right.
Oh, remember this?
Yeah, throwback. Throwback Tuesday here. Just ends up being a Lumac highlight reel. That was the.
So we see the timeout.
That was the 4th Phoenix ult.
4th Phoenix ult we've had, yeah.
Right.
And the timeout called in response, and I think he's going to be a little close to the next one. I think he got 2 kills there at the end, maybe a 3rd off the ult. I can't remember.
Right.
But I don't even think that Western had a bad game plan. I think they had the right approach. It just didn't quite work out. Maybe you're going to be looking to Zeke to try and get one as he absorbs that hit and rendezvous out. But I think the way they've been approaching these rounds has been nice. I wonder if the coach has something specific to add as we get into this next round.
I am going to respectfully disagree with you, because I think that Western have not yet shown that they are capable of winning a round where Eastern just full W key. It hasn't happened. They had 3 rounds where they did play around the defaults really well. They got that first pick. But as far as this blistering pace, the shotgun isn't enough here. And the slide coming out as well, Comfy, right behind Alexander. There's just nothing they can do about this pacey Valorant. I mean, they picked this for a reason. They are slamming the sites wide open. There's absolutely no contest. None of these rounds, it feels like, have been particularly close. They are just completely opening up the site and taking advantage.
I'd have to agree with you. I think this is a lot of what we were seeing in that map number 1. Just the blistering pace, the fundamentals showing up, taking Eastern to this clean round win. And I thought the idea was good from Western in that previous round. They just didn't find the shots. But I mean, it's hard you might need a little bit more. You might need something extra to allow you to hit those shots or not have to worry about it. Even Redefy closing things out there at the end.
Man, this is. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of possible solutions, and I think it's worth noting. I don't think that the firepower trio of the Jet Neon Chamber on the defense has the utility necessary to be able to fight back in. So they're just trying to take these lines, take these early engagements, and they are getting completely run over. I like this adjustment here. They're pairing the Sova as well to try to fight into mid, 4-person fight into mid. And in the meantime, it's a B, goes ahead of the stun, gets a shot off before being TP'd out. It's 1 HP now onto the Spearhead. Alexander, but Lumac is willing to pick up the slack. Has another ultimate in the back pocket, but it's going to get diffed by the Bucky in backside before he has a chance to use it. Advantage.
These Bucky's been getting value for Western and puts things in a 4v3 for them and some health pool advantage, but the weapon's not quite in their favor, and it's going to be hard. But with this 3 coming towards main, Wolfenite not quite looking there.
Oh.
Snaps just in time.
That's a fast shot. They're looking to pick up the pace, get this kill onto Wolfenite, but timing's in the smoke, goes for the knife.
Don't.
Oh my god. I can't believe they were not ready for that ring around the rosy in the smoke whatsoever. Wolfenite does the most in that round, even at a numbers disadvantage. Secure an 8th round for Eastern.
That was a brilliant little reposition into that jet smoke, using it against Lettuce. And I mean, I can't believe the Stinger couldn't find that kill with the knife. I thought after the first one, I was like, he tried, but he got it. But it was the reload, the panic, the positioning on the stairs, the elevation change was just too much to handle for BioCath. Right, it's them. They're 8th. Could make this a 9-3 half.
Ooh,
But
nice.
Lettuce wants to put a stop to it.
Comfy, W King, as we know him to do. Spamming through the smoke. They want a little bit tagged up onto the Jet, onto Lettuce. Want to make something happen. Lumac unloads his 5th ult. Comfy coming back to life immediately. Oh, but the bridge swing coming out to deal with it. We're now in a 3v3.
Comfy. Doesn't want to back off at any point, even when you have the ultimate invincibility to do so.
Oh my
But
God.
Lettuce immediately just going right back in.
Low HP, but
No
it
time
doesn't
to
matter.
waste.
Absolutely ruthless. Snappy on the aim as well. Coming into backside, there's a Hunter's Fury waiting in main, so that op holding the line. Is it going to do much good? And all the meanwhile, Lumac fighting, swinging out the other side, gets a molly onto the first tab. It's going to discourage the swing. This is a very hard
This delay is so
situation
good.
now.
I think they're checkmated at this point. The Hunter Fury can just clean things up.
Oh, snappy. And there's the Hunter's Fury. Lumac with the 3rd on the round.
They don't even need it.
5 Phoenix ults in that half.
Switching sides.
You know, with the pace at which he came out with those first 4, or first 3 rather, I expected more. But you know,
Definitely
I mean,
slowed them
I'm happy with it. I'm happy. I shouldn't criticize. They're doing great. 9-3 half. I'm just, if I had to nitpick, maybe another Phoenix Soul would have been cool. Didn't get to use it the round before. Maybe could have built it up.
No, definitely
Take it out
solid in
by
the middle,
Zeke.
but that's on pace with some of the world's best. I think that's the most in like tier 1 that's had and a half. Jing got 5 Phoenix ults. I think he was in an off-season event. Lumac up there on the Mount Rushmore of Phoenix. Lumac, Jing,
Truly.
Aves, and TSM Drone.
Oh,
I looks like Western are going to try to give Eastern a taste of their own medicine with this A split, but it's heavy up through mid.
look at
This
this
time.
pressure coming out in main.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
They're
they
just
have
taking it.
main
They're
on
flipping the
lock.
sides. They don't care about the site.
Lettuce
We'll switch the
completely on his
sides.
own. Will eventually back off. But main is going to be a problem. They are completely surrounded. They've got one coming up through mid doors. Actually decides to join the long flank before going back. Got 2 set up here. They are in great positions in this post plant to make it happen. The kills are all going their way. 2v4 for the defenders. Shock Dart will clean up Alexander. It's Redefy. Good for 2. Looking nice on that. But ultimately, the numbers are overwhelming. I like that.
Feel
That's
like-
good pace. That's what we need to see.
To me, that really came down to that just the micro, the small things. Lou swinging a little bit ahead of the rest of the squad. They had 3 people over in A main ready for that flank, but Lou was just a little ahead, and then of course, I mean, you had to be aware of it if you were Western. You had to know that there were 2 people there in main. And the third one, of course, came. So they were stacked. They were ready to fight it. And the funnies just weren't quite there. A little bit surprising, but Lumac has been known to want to take these fights. I mean, everyone on Eastern has. And this time we're getting a little shorty action tucked into this corner. Getting met by the judge and gets a little upgrade.
God, that's ridiculous. Gifts the judge to Lumac. Looking prime to farm. Is actually going to push into the smoke. Nice spam from Lettuce. I like that is skill. That is a skillful spam
Comfy,
for smoke.
oh, Comfy tried to get the judge back, but couldn't. And then his bio kept to get some vengeance, but nearly caught out by Wolfenite. Runs out of headhunter bullets. This is a chaotic second number round.
Will survive with his life. Wolfenite creeping up onto the angle. This is ambitious. Just completely knife out walking in the open where the attackers just were. Perhaps heard them running away. Zeke is calling them back to A. Has the site completely. But this is super winnable. It's very low health for the attackers.
Yeah, it's kind of up to Big E, the one with
This
the
flank
most
is
HP.
great.
Anyone else could get caught out.
Oh my God, spotted, but
revealed.
the shot goes wide, can't find it. Oh, nice.
Those right clicks.
Nice right
Something
click
else.
on the classic. Nothing but skill for Lettuce Stumbling in this round. It's Redefy to try to pick up the pieces, see what damage you can make happen. Maybe a couple shots will find their mark through the smoke. Isn't even going to bother firing, though.
Lettuce
That
had
is-
1 HP. Was that a leg shot with the Sheriff? Not able to clean it up, and that classic rings true.
Good
Headshot.
round.
We've seen a number of nice classic kills from Lettuce Dumpling. Now that I think about it, earlier on the defensive flank, got some like a double dink at long range, left click. Maybe she
This
should
is
maybe,
awesome.
worth considering.
This is king of the
Just
hill
stick
with
with
the
it.
judge, honestly.
Truly.
Very funny. It's crazy how scary that was considering there were 4 attackers alive and they had the gun advantage. You know? It's just
It really was. I mean, you might not have known that with how Lettuce was just running around with that classic, that they were the ones with the economic favor. 5 rounds now, and the bonus with a sheriff to lead the charge just go straight into this B site for Western.
Lettuce is fearless. They're gonna go. Lumac traded out, diffed by the sheriff. Scanned out. Let's see the spam. It's a little bit weird now on this site. Oh my God, what a shot from Wolfenite. Over the top, gets the jump spot, but draws the aggro, actually, the crosshair, so that the judge can come swinging out. And we're just living for so long in the middle of no man's land. Zeke asked to do it all with the Bulldog. Will get one for his troubles, but can't convert
wasn't
the
the
bonus.
cleanest.
That's a good one, though. That's a good one.
But the anti-bonus was there. I think we just saw, I mean, people flooding out from all sorts of directions on both sides, coming from the half wall, backside, ladder, the pillar, everyone having to look so many different ways. It didn't really matter if the shots were clean because eventually, by the time your opponent turned to look at you, they had already died. Sometimes it's not about being clean, sometimes it's just about getting the round. And now it's Lumac with the judge, some rifles for the rest of this team. Wolfenite just looking to opt for those headhunters on an early fight. But it's actually an early fight over towards A main.
Oh my
It goes in
God.
favor immediately of Eastern, and they're not stopping.
And you can tell by the weaponry, by the headshots, that is just clean fights, clean shots, ringing out. They're going to speed up. I like this reaction. You got to speed up
This
into
is
B
a
here. You know they're hot on your
Really
tail.
nice reaction. Lumac could be in a position to get one, but the thing is, they'd already pushed through A main, so that equally as fast, Eastern are coming back in.
Oh, Judge. Ringing out around the other side of the pillar. Has to take the classic. It sits Big E down regardless. Now, it's Lumac and Comfy in the 2v1. How did we get here? Bioketh just put the round on his back. Actually knows where both are. Found that and then heard the other one running towards the left. It's going to be a straight up aim duel, but Comfy will ring it out. Win with the crouch spray. These are close rounds.
These are really close, but they're going in favor of Eastern now at 11. Only 2 away from closing out this series, closing out this opening match.
It's heroics from Lumac. I mean, by all means, I think that kill should have been Big E's.
Certainly, but the movement was nice, strafing back and forth.
Yeah, getting a little weird.
Maybe just not expecting someone to be in that spot, especially after Alexander was so pushed up into main, drawing some attention. We're exploring
Okay.
towards mid this time for both squads. An elbow push here from Wolfenite gets caught out by Lettuce Dumpling. puts things early in favor of Western. Pressure all throughout the map.
Oh, shock dart will best lettuce though. Redefy so good with these. I haven't seen this many shot kills in quite a bit from the IGL of Eastern. And now we're forced to reassess our options here. Maybe want to bring things. It looks like Jukebox is going to go exploring while the rest of the team scurries over to B. Maybe a fake. Maybe
Stinger's not
that's a weird
really the
angle.
gun you want for these fights. An interesting angle. A newer one that we've seen. Just going to try and walk their way. Take their
Oh my
time.
goodness.
Jukebox man not looking to push too far up, but it's actually comfy.
Oh my
getting
god.
in a great timing.
It's a game of timings. But they should know they don't have main. Regardless, comfy. First kill in the skirmish. Rings out. Is going to retreat. Doesn't
Jukebox though,
actually
I
know.
love this. Look
Jukebox
at the
is
way
so
he's
deep.
pushed up. Wanted to take this time and catch Eastern off guard, and he might just do that.
Oh my goodness.
He's the first.
Ah!
That's
A
tough.
little bit
That's a
impatient
tough
on the
angle.
stinger,
Comfy,
but
though.
what? Some sort of miscommunication, I think. Yeah, Jukebox has opened up the bomb site now. Plant will go down. 3v3 post plant. Lumac does have the ult. We're going to pop it for the retake coming out of backside. Jukebox gets a timing. Oh, Lumac so crisp onto the backside angle. The shots are so nice. Now just looking for some info. They do know where Big E is. Going a little bit wide. Redefy. Deep breaths. Fight together. This is a good position, but gets a little bit impatient. The flash coming out gets the kill. We've got a real shot here. 1v1 for Big E. Looking to rewrap. This drop no longer makes noise. So is able to successfully reposition. Actually has the star. And there's low time already. But I think he's got it. Oh my god. This is going to be down to the wire. Oh.
Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't
Oh!
know. 0.37 for Redefy. We've seen
Another
Redefy
heartbreaker.
and Lumac in these clutches time and time again. And they've seemed to be a pretty good track record at this point, regardless of the side. Things got a little bit scary. Lumac was just running in, flash in hand. Didn't really pay too much mind. Knew Redefy had his back. But this was heartbreaking from Jukebox. The play was so good. Still able to find one, of course, but that could have been something fantastic had the positions just been a little bit different. The intuition was fantastic, but now it's match series point for Eastern, and they're going, and Western wants to not give them a chance to close this out, want to go straight into this B site, take them out, and their first pick's going in their favor.
Yep. Oh my god. What is going? Is
Oh.
that a DC?
Yeah, a little bit of lag there.
had
I don't
to have been
know.
Alexander Neon battle.
Might have
in
a
the backside.
chance.
That is a blessing from God himself.
Comfy's running in. He had
Chance
the
to
ult to
fight
play
back
with.
into this game. Comfy gonna pop the ult. Now we're in a 2v2. The fight has to be taken. Bioketh is good for it. Now it's a 1v2 for the IGL. The leader of the team, Hunter's Fury, offloaded to try to secure the round as support, and it's Zeke for 4 on the round. A little bit unfortunate, but great fights from Western to secure that post plan as well.
Indeed,
gotta
they
think
were
that's a
willing
DC.
to just push through. They weren't perturbed by the scoreline. They wanted to take the fights. They didn't really care, and that's exactly what they needed. I was a little scared, honestly, when that Hunter's Fury was popped by Bioketh. With 2v1, your teammate has gone out. One of them has that big bow. It could have gone a different way, but Zeke, off the pressure that it caused, able to win that out. Still on match point though for Eastern. Right. The weaponry a little mixed. Sheriff in hand of Comfy, Guardian for Alexander.
They're holding for this push, which is great. Ooh, Lettuce will get the first pick. The aggression has been absorbed. The drone spotting out. Zeke is good for it. On to the fight, and now the split comes out. The site should be secured. It's Redefy in the back of sight. Smoked off now. Maybe actually giving a
This
little
is
bit
great
of safety.
pace.
Absolutely.
For Western, not pushing too aggressively. Just wanting to bait out this aggression, let it come in, absorb it, and now they got a 5v3 post plant against these weaker weapons. Guardian, I think just the headhunters out there for Wolfenite looking to find a 1v1. He's gonna find it, but it's Zeke to land the shot.
Sat down. This is
Just
a pretty
clean up at this
impossible
point.
retake. I'm not gonna lie. This site, it's a tough one. What?
Deny the orb, I suppose. Maybe trying to get close to a Phoenix Soul. I don't know if he knows that you don't get one for killing your teammates.
I don't even. What?
You gotta deny the ult economy, the extra bonus cash you get. It's important. That was obviously the right decision.
It was a good volley too. I mean, it's just
Well placed.
pretty perfect on top of
Fast.
that.
I like watching the reaction there from the Eastern players.
But it was a low buy. Now
It was
should
an
be on a
eco.
full buy for the defenders, a chance to close out the map, close out the series. They're looking to get aggro into mid, peeks into it. Wolfenite does best, Jukebox Man. That's the tip of the spear gone for the attackers, forced to try to find a pick back.
In this one way,
Let
with
us
the cloak
unsuccessful.
smoke,
Yeah.
puts things a little uncomfortable. This is slowly
Oh
turning
my
in
God.
favor of Eastern. 5v2 now left to Big E and Zeke to close things out.
Yeah, the swings coming in. Comfy there to clean up the final two. And Eastern have minced Western in this opening match. That was their. I will say, I thought Western played pretty well on that second map. I thought they played significantly better than on the first.
agree.
But Jesus, when you're getting 6 Phoenix ults off, it's hard to contend with a superstar like that. And
Yeah.
25 and 13 is Lumac.
Some very good performance. I think a real step up from map number 1. Managed to get 7 rounds for West University. I would not be counting them out anytime soon, especially because I think as the map went on, we saw some nice adaptations even before the timeout was called. So definitely a lot of potential in this roster, but of course it's Eastern Michigan University to get this first dub of the season in a nice 2-0 fashion. And I'd be looking out for some of these players. Lumac, Alexander, Comfy's aggression was unmatched. This time getting an expected more deaths than there were rounds. Thanks to that not dead yet, that ultimate ability. But an overall fantastic showing, some real star players we got. Even on the other side, Zeke, Lettuce, Jukebox all had their moments. And I think they showed that they're no slouches. You can't just run over them. They're going to be able to absorb that aggression and face those rounds. It was nice overall.
I think you're right. I think it's a lot similar to the first map where Lumac, top of the scoreboard, Alexander right there beside him. But I really do think it was evident that everyone on that team did their job and did it well. I mean, even someone like Wolfenite, bottom of the scoreboard, doesn't really matter. Did his job phenomenally as an anchor.
Yeah.
Had the lines down. Redefy called a pretty excellent game. Had some incredible supportive utility. And Comfy being the aggressor that they needed. So everyone
Truly.
pulling their weight on that.
I don't know if they
great.
needed it actually, but they definitely worked with it for sure. I don't know if they had some good aggressors on there, but I think Comfy matched the pace, and I was there for it the whole time. Very entertaining stuff.
Absolutely, that was blitzing. That was blistering, and I think it gives a lot of hope for if you're an Eastern
Indeed.
fan out there. If Eastern is your university, you've got a lot to root for this season.
And of course, we're going to be back tomorrow with some League of Legends. Then Thursday with some more Valorant going up against Ball State University, I believe. So some banging matches. That one should be pretty intense. They performed well last season, of course, and then League the day after that. But that's going to do it from us here. I've been Gary, joined by Menderbug. And tune in tomorrow. Tune in the day after. We got some great games coming.
Thank you so much.